Drugs. See your girl in the park. System overload.
This is Sean O'Malley, and you're watching Full-Time MMA. Don't be a bagel-biting, bagel-bitch boy, bagel-bitch back.
And let there be light. What is going on, Full-Time family? It is time to start the show. It is Tuesday, October 9th. We got Bellator coming up this weekend, but of course UFC 229 just happened this past weekend, and there's more stuff coming out because it was a crazy night of fights. And on top of that, it ended in the fucking wild brawl that we've all heard plenty about by now. But we're hearing now what Dillon Danis may have said to Khabib to get him to jump the fence. We're also hearing now Conor may have apologized to Khabib at the end of round 3 after extending his hand for a handshake, but you know Khabib wasn't having none of that. Yo, we're going to cover that. We're going to get you guys' thoughts on that. And then we're going to be here for probably about 60 minutes, hopefully, today, so I can get to work on time. I've been fucking cutting it close, doing a lot of stuff lately, but it's going to pay off, Full-Time family. So salute to everybody out there grinding as well. It's going to be a good motherfucking Tuesday. Let's get the show started. I'm just on Google and shit right now. UFC Yankovic. I want to get the show off started with motherfucking Tony Time. It feels like a good song for right about now. Start the show. Tony Ferguson looked fucking great at UFC 229. I want to see Tony Ferguson versus Khabib, man. I was saying let's risk it. I've always been that type of person, right? Like, I don't want to say a degenerate gambler, but I'll risk it. Like, if it's yes or no and I'm up for it, it's yes. I'm gambling, risking it for the motherfucking biscuit. So, Tony Ferguson's back. Khabib won. Ferguson won. Same card. I almost wanted them to just cancel the McGregor versus Khabib fight, so we can have Pedersen versus Ferguson. Like, let Pettis. We know McGregor will fight a short notice opponent. Let McGregor fight Pettis. Let Khabib fight Ferguson. They made weight. They're on the same card. No one tripped over a cord. Last minute switch up. Let's go.
Yeah, they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. It's Tony time, bitch, I don't care who's fucking with me. Staying away from tiramisu's a struggle for Khabib. You don't wanna fight, you wanna cuddle with me.
My elbows are nice and I'ma cut you with these. Hey, I don't really give a fuck
who's with me.
if this fat fuck will make way to big mystery. Yeah.
If you were smart, then you would probably pick me. Too submit Khabib at UFC 223.
Submit Pettis at UFC 229. Hey, Tony time. Tony time. Yeah.
I knock out, sometimes I choke.
I might be the lightweight goat.
If my leg didn't get broke,
Would've probably beat Khabib. Yeah.
Then moved up and fought with Lee.
Yeah.
Either wait for GSP. You don't wanna mess with me. Tony time.
Tony time. Hey.
I knock out, sometimes I choke.
Alright, Full-Time family, that's how we're going to start the show. It's Tony time. If you haven't yet, make sure you check out UFC Yankovic. Motherfucking, it's our second channel. We're trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers. Once we do, it's going to be a motherfucking party. And stay tuned, you guys, because we're going to be doing a giveaway on this channel really soon, because I got a feeling I'm going to be paying off my petty loan. I've been working. I just hit on the betting, luckily. On top of that, shit, you know, I've been grinding, so we're going to be paying that off. We're going to be doing the giveaway soon. Lolita Davidovich says, thanks for the commentary and accompanying me on my way to work. Thank you for stopping by, Lolita Davidovich. Vega Artaza says, did Khabib also look for... Okay, let's get this on. Let's get this off that. Let's get this on the fucking screen with some news. Vega Artaza said, did Khabib also took Conor's private plane? Because he was out of Las Vegas in a beat. He probably didn't take Conor's private plane, but he probably took a private plane. He probably did. He just won more money than Khabib never been someone starving for money. I don't think Putin probably had him a motherfucking plane lined up. Like, if you win, bro, you're taking the motherfucking Putin Express, dog. And you know what I'm saying? Like, not McGregor's private plane, but he was out there. Yeah, he was at home, wasn't like a day. Like, that motherfucker got out the brawl, got his way on the plane. He was out of here. Bonnie Scotland in the place, loving that, says Stamina MC. What's going on, Tay Brown? Tay Brown. What's going on, Tay? Kid McFly says, do you think Conor should get a rematch? In my opinion, I don't think he should. He pretty much lost all 4 rounds. And not to sound biased, but how does Conor Hasn't given a rematch to anyone he's beaten, except for the guy that beat him, right, Nate Diaz. Now, I hear what you're saying. Should he get a rematch? No. If the UFC wants to do great business, they could, but he needs to build himself back up. He needs to get a win. This is how it happens, bro. Whenever you get an immediate rematch, you fucking lose. You need time to work on your game. Cody Garbrandt, immediate rematch, lost. Joanna, lost. Now, Henry Cejudo took 2 years off, beat a couple of guys, worked on what he needed to work on. Maybe kind of needs to shake off the ring rust. You know, he hasn't been in MMA in 2 years. But he's got to take some time off. Henry Cejudo came back 2 years later, fought Demetrius Johnson, and people still thought he couldn't do it, but he took that fucking time off, and he beat Demetrius Johnson, one of the greatest fighters of all time, in the rematch. Meanwhile, you got people jumping for these immediate rematches, and you fucking lose. And like you said, he lost. I don't know if he lost all 4 rounds. There's a lot of people giving him the 3rd round. Either way, I don't give a fuck. He got smoked. He got smashed. It don't matter if it was 3-1. He got fucking his ass whooped, dog. And I'm a big McGregor fan, but homie, you let him drop you in the 2nd round. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that, dog? If we were going to see that, that needed to be some 4th, 5th round shit, right? That needed to be some shit we saw after Khabib got you dog tired. Like, where we were like, damn, McGregor, that McGregor fast ain't kicking in. Damn. You know, after we know McGregor's tired, 5th round, his hands are down, he's, you know, we know he's fucking, then you knock him down. How the fuck you get dropped by Khabib in the 2nd round? Y'all heard fucking Joe Rogan talking about Khabib striking in the last fight. No, I'm just saying, when you're talking about striking, what you expected from this fight, it was Conor McGregor to be ahead on the striking 100%. We're talking about if Khabib lets Conor up, he's always dangerous. You can't be careful. You can't strike with McGregor because you're going to fucking get knocked out if you try. And he knocked Conor down in the 2nd round with the clean shot. And then, oh, by the way, after that 2nd round, Conor McGregor comes out with his hand extended like this. He's got his hand. He tries to touch gloves at the beginning of the round. Like, we good now? Like, what the fuck? You think just because Khabib dropped you, like, you ain't about to get in his head now? This could have been a fucking mental game from Conor. Like, man, let me try and get this motherfucker off his game, shake his hand, like, because how he's coming at me right now, like, I ain't liking this too much. So, getting into the 3rd round, it looked like McGregor wanted to touch gloves, and that's after he got dropped, right? But that's not it, right? A lot of people might have missed this as well. Wasn't mic'd up or something, and you're not going to be able to hear it. But if you look it up, there's video of it. But right here in this clinch, they're clinched up in the 3rd round after Conor reached out for the handshake, and Conor says, it's only business. It's like, what? And people are saying that's Conor, like, apologizing, letting them know, like, everything I said, it's only business. Like, when I fucking called you a Dagestani rat, and I said that it's not going to be over even after the fight. And when I fucking said that Putin, and when I called your father a quivering coward, knowing how it's only business. Now, to be fair, I kind of believe Conor a little there. I kind of believe he feels like it's only business because he's really good at selling fights. That's what he does. You think he meant half the shit he said to Floyd Mayweather, or was he selling a fight? Conor seems like a pretty decent dude when he's not selling a fight. You could argue. And I'm not just talking about the little charity work, but I mean, when he's not fucking partying or something, he seems like he has some good. Some people are going to argue that. Maybe you don't feel like he has good values or whatever, but he seems like a family man at times. The best, probably not, but he's like got $100 million. But at the same time, he's not out here going wild all the time. I know he has went wild, but what I'm saying is, I do believe there's something to Conor McGregor selling the fight. I think he's one of the best at it. Now, does he mean half the shit he says? He might have meant it, but in the 3rd round, he told Khabib, it's only business. It didn't sound like only business. I gotta say that. That didn't sound like only business. I'm not gonna lie. When you call this father a quivering coward, my nigga, yo, he called his manager a terrorist, like, snitch. Like, dog, this seemed a lot more like war than business to me. Some people have pointed out, like, he was talking about, like, damn near starting a fucking civil war or some shit between the Dagestans and the Russians. Like, Conor was playing that game. He went religious with it. That ain't shit Khabib plays about. So, it's only business. Okay, well, it's only business, but I'm still about to fucking smash you, dog. And meanwhile, Dillon Danis is over here in the fucking crowd. You fucking Muslim rat! You. According to somebody that was sitting front row, the TMZ spoke with, that's one of the things that Dillon Danis said throughout the fight. You fucking Muslim rat! And then after the fight, you seen him fucking waving his ass on. Clearly, Dillon Danis didn't get the memo from McGregor. It's only business. Yo, don't when I'm already getting my ass kicked, don't egg this motherfucker on. I'm already getting my ass kicked in here. Why are you gonna egg him on? He's taking that out on me right now, motherfucker. It's only business, Khabib. Don't listen to that crazy motherfucker out there. Khabib heard all that shit from Dillon Danis, and that's why after the fight, fucking Khabib Nurmagomedov jumped the octagon. Where's what Dillon Danis had to say? Here it is. This is half the shit he said. Well, some of the shit he said, according to one of the people that were sitting close to Dillon Danis. They said he called him a fucking Muslim rat. And with that being said, after the fight, I mean, we've seen the brawl multiple times by now. Khabib jumped the octagon, flew at Dillon Danis with a fucking eagle, fucking crane kick type shit. Brawl ensued. Nobody was actually arrested. The police put out a statement. Nobody was actually arrested. But with that being said, Dillon Danis was out there wilding, and we'll talk about that a little more. But yeah, that's supposedly what he said. Called Khabib a fucking Muslim rat, according to somebody close. So that's shit they don't play about. And you're still going, but it is what it is. So with that being said, both fighters though, originally it was just Khabib. Originally it was just Khabib that his money was held right. They gave Conor his money, kept Khabib's money. And a lot of people were like, yo, what the fuck? Why is Conor getting painted out innocent here? Because he got sucker punched? Did you guys? And a lot of people missed, and I believe they might have not had access to the right angle. They might have missed the athletic commission, because they fucking gave Conor his money, and it seemed like Khabib's was the only one being held up, and they were talking about Khabib facing sanctions, and no one, you know, McGregor was almost, of course, getting painted by a victim by a lot of his fans who seen him get sucker punched, right? If you're completely biased, a huge McGregor fan, and all you saw was him getting fucking hit from the back, oh my God, you fucking dirty bastards, how dare you punch Conor McGregor? I know he said some shit, but it's only business. You know what I'm saying? It's only business. I know he insulted your country and your religion and your father, and I know he fucking did all of these, he threw the dolly at the bus, broke bus, but it's only business. I know that he fuck out of here, dog. But with that being said, they reevaluated. Conor McGregor is also facing commission discipline, because we pointed this out when we broke this video down. Conor McGregor fucking cold-cocked Khabib's homie on the fence. This dude was going to back up Khabib, who jumped into a fucking crowd by himself. Khabib just jumped into 4 fucking Conor's crew. It's Khabib versus 4 over there. So they're trying to get over there and back up Khabib. Whether they're just trying to get Khabib back, you know, as in back him up literally, like, come on, Khabib, what the fuck are you doing? Back him up like that? Or whether they're trying to back him up in the brawl. They're trying to back Khabib up. They're just trying to get over to the other side of the octagon, and McGregor, pow, in the cage. Knowing good goddamn well you ain't got half the gas tank to fight with these motherfuckers after you just went 4 rounds with Khabib and got choked, submitted. What the fuck are you going to do in a brawl right now? I get it, you're down to fight, you're loyal, and that's Conor McGregor. He's going to throw him until he's out. Oh, they're fighting my boy's bout. That's how they roll. That's exactly why Conor McGregor flew over here and threw that motherfucking dolly. You're fucking with this crew. So when he seen Khabib jump into the octagon, I'm sure it was go for Conor too. When he seen him jump out. But to be fair, that motherfucker wasn't even expecting it. It wasn't no brawl in the octagon until Conor McGregor punched someone in there. They literally could have just been going to de-escalate the situation, but until Conor cold-clocked one of them, 2 more jump in the cage, and he's like, hey, that motherfucker just cold-cocked me, so now they're on McGregor. And so that shit was crazy. But the reason that McGregor cold-clocked that dude on the fence, that's part of the reason that he's also going to be facing sanctions, because he could have prevented, well, not prevented, but he didn't have to start that fucking brawl in the octagon. So he faces a little bit of blame there, but it's a little too late, because I think they already gave him his money back. You know, but they might just have to fine him now. But either way, if that's, get fucking Khabib his money. Find him later. You guys already fucked up, gave McGregor his money back before you did a full investigation. He probably put the pressure on you. Hey, where the fuck is my money? No, I don't give a fuck. I just got punched, man. Give me my fuck. Okay, Conor. Okay. They didn't even finish the investigation. Gave him his fucking money back. Because you know you don't fuck with McGregor's money like that. Because they've tried it in the past. And okay, I won't fight in your fucking state. New York had to reconsider what they were going to do. Because if they, what are they going to do? Kick Conor McGregor out of their state? Suspend him from their fucking state? What are you going to do? Piss Conor off and he fights somewhere else? You piss him off in Vegas, he fights in New York. You piss him off in New York, he fights in Vegas. So, you know, they gave him his money back. Khabib, on the other hand, biggest fight purse he's ever made in his life. They're holding his shit. So hopefully they get that figured out soon. And then, but Conor's going to also be facing some sanctions because they reevaluated the situation. It's not just on Khabib anymore. So with that being said, not only is Khabib going to be facing sanctions from the Nevada State Athletic Commission, also his motherfucking father. Khabib's father's going to be, this is the dude that put Khabib in there when he was, I don't know how old he was, maybe like fucking, he looked like 7, 8, wrestling with the little baby bear and shit. Little Bear. Y'all remember Little Bear? He had Khabib wrestling with Little Bear and shit. And Khabib is one of the toughest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. 27-0. How often do you see that in mixed martial arts? Say what the fuck you want. Khabib smashes guys. He smashes guys, and he just smashed McGregor. But he only got that fucking tough and that good because his father smashed him on the way up. And his father don't play this jumping into the octagon, non-disciplined, over anger, reacting to your emotion bullshit. So his father's probably about to put him in there with a big fucking bear when he gets home. Declawed, but a big fucking bear. Khabib's about to have to wrestle with the like off the Revenant without claws. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of whooping he's about to get when he gets home. He ain't going to be able to fight for a while, so they might as well suspend his ass anyway for about a year, because it's going to take about 7 months to recover from the beating from this motherfucking bear that his father's throwing him in there with. Khabib's about to get some discipline when he gets home. But with that being said, if there's anybody that can beat a motherfucking bear,
I'm cold as a lion with no hair. If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear!
it's motherfucking Khabib. Help the bear. Yo, salute to MMA Buds, man. I was preparing for my stream. I clicked on his shit and I seen him play that real fast. I was like, that is so fucking hilarious.
I'm cold as a lion with no hair.
I remember
you ever see me
that.
fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear!
That's motherfucking Khabib right there. Help the bear. Brian Ortega, though, met up. We didn't meet up with him. Like, he didn't hook up with Dillon Danis, you know, but he was at the club after UFC 229. And he said Dillon showed up by himself. Yo, Dillon Danis low-key got heart, bro. He might not sound like it when he, with some of the cringy talk. You might not believe half the shit he says, but he's got some fucking heart. He's talking that shit. You might not believe it, man. He showed up at the club by himself. I mean, he might just be brave. He might just be letting his nuts hang. But there's a lot of fucking Russian dudes out at UFC 229 clubbing. And for you to be fucking, you know what I'm saying? Part of the whole Khabib brawl and Team McGregor out there by yourself. A little bit of respect on Dillon Danis' name, right? Gotta give him a little bit. Respect where respect is due. Brian Ortega says savage Dillon Danis went out clubbing alone after the UFC 229 brawl. This is what he said. He said he came up to me and he was like, hey, man. He said, at first I was like, damn, what are you doing here, especially alone? I was like, this guy's savage right now. He had a hood on, trying to be low-key, but he came up to me. He was respectful, like, hey, man, you're holding it down for the jiu-jitsu community. You're doing your thing. I admire you. I appreciate it. He wouldn't. He was cool about the whole situation. He said he wouldn't really tell me about the brawl. He was like, yeah, man, shit got crazy. Those guys started throwing. I started throwing. One of his eyes was swollen. He was telling me he got a concussion. So he got down too, man. After that, he was going to walk out by himself. I told my boy, go make sure this guy gets out of here all right. Because, you know, there seemed to be some Russians in that club. So I was like, make sure this guy gets out safely. Because the last thing you want is this guy getting jumped going out. Yeah, man. Dillon Danis coming up, giving some fellow respect to the fellow jiu-jitsu practitioner, Brian Ortega. I'm not gonna lie, like, if you can get some of these big name dudes like in jiu-jitsu matches, I think that would pull me into them even more. I really want to watch Quintet. I missed it. I think I was at work. Quintet, where they have like 5 people going back and forth. I think it was like Team Alpha Male was in this one. They got a lot of teams. They had Gordon Ryan come short notice for Team Alpha Male. Like, there was a lot of, he submitted fucking Josh Barnett, dude. Like, I would watch those quintets and shit. And then if you got like Dillon Danis's and Kevin Lee's, you know, and fucking Brian Ortega versus Dillon Danis, or like some of those guys, I would fucking 100% watch those. With that being said, MMA Addict in the building, Eli Red in the building, Kevin Inspire says, help the bear! That's what I'm saying one more time.
I'm cold as a lion with no hair. If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear!
Help the bear! I missed. Danger! Y'all don't remember Danger! Hey, motherfucking mystical. I ain't thought about that in a while. Yo, I'm about to have to fucking throw some of that on my phone or some shit. No, I'm listening to podcasts. Let me stop lying. I don't listen to music. Lolita David, it says, like someone said, Plan B, this was... Oh, somebody's calling fucking WWE. She says this was staged. It's in the event Conor lost to cause mayhem and cause controversy, to cause Khabib to lose his temper and have the belt stripped and have his purse penalized. You think the... Damn, Lolita got her tinfoil hat. You think like the UFC worked with Conor's team? Like, yo, if Conor loses, say whatever you can to get him fucking pissed. Try and make this motherfucker jump in the octagon. And fucking... Yo, because... why? So they can strip Khabib? Damn, I don't know about. I hear you, but I don't know about that one, sweetie. But you might have something there. Vager Taza says Dillon Danis was divorced by Conor. No, man, yo, y'all gotta chill with this. People already say he defends Artem Lobov too much, and now it's Dillon Danis. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill. That shit's crazy over there. Speaking of, oh motherfuck, Artem Lobov was supposed to be fighting one of Khabib's teammates at the next UFC event in a couple of weeks. Oh, and Artem was probably about to get his ass kicked, guys. Let me show you who he's about to fight. Oh, and I'm a fan of Artem. He is the GOAT. He always has a chance. Can never count him out, kind of like Brian Ortega or the Black Beast. But, yo, this was a setup, dog. Yo, Artem, 14-14, the GOAT, about to take on Sabira Tukov, 18-4. But I think this fight was canceled due to the brawl. Dude, this is fucking... I think it was like the whole fucking Chechnya versus some shit that Artem was. And you know what I'm saying? Like, what was Conor saying? A true Chechnyan would never fucking... That's just another Chechnyan. He was getting religious and political and all that shit. You get the point, but the rivalry was going to continue, you guys, in the co-main event of UFC Moncton. And the fight, I believe, has been canceled. Help the bear. Goddamn. With that being said, man... Yo, we got to get that Help the Bear. We got to get that on an alert. We got to get that on an alert. I'm working on those too, you guys. I'm going to do that at work if I can. If I can get done early and get on the computer. I've been doing so much shit, but I want to do that, update all our alerts and shit. I'm going to get that Help the Bear on there for sure. All right, so with that being said, Brian Ortega, Dillon Danis saw him out alone by himself at the bar. Conor should go to boxing fight Paulie. There's money to be made right there. Help the bear, says Eli Red. That's what I'm saying, bro. That would be dope. I mean, that's a potential opportunity. But I think Conor, I mean, I want to see him fight MMA. If he's ever going to get a rematch with Khabib, he's got to leave that boxing shit alone. If he's ever going to beat Khabib, he's got to leave that boxing shit alone. But I think he should fight Nate Diaz, win or lose. If Nate Diaz beats Poirier, fight Nate Diaz. If Nate Diaz loses to Poirier, which is very possible, fight Nate Diaz. Because it's still the trilogy fight. It doesn't matter if McGregor's coming off of a win or a loss. People are still going to want to see him fight Diaz, especially if it's at a new weight division. I mean, I for sure, and it's going to be more MMA experience. I don't want to see an immediate rematch. Infamous MMA says he needs a new strength and conditioning coach because McGregor fast is straight ass. Yo, maybe he just got to. I see, that's the thing, right? You never know what's going on, and I hear what you're saying though. But I'm not defending McGregor fast. But what I'm saying is he just made $100 million. Was he really fucking out there running? You know what I'm saying? Every night. Or whatever he needs to be doing to really improve his cardio. Was he really hitting the McGregor fast every day, or was he just selling that shit? Maybe he's not even using his own program. He's probably just selling that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking Tybo or anybody that sells their own program. That's money for Conor. That's why he didn't need to take the fight. He came back because he felt like he could beat Khabib. Maybe he felt like Khabib was clearly flat-footed. Maybe he saw the Michael Johnson fight. Maybe he really thought he was going to knock Khabib out. But boy, did that fucking backfire. Aldo versus Conor 2. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Yeah, Aldo versus Conor 2. Nate Conor 3. Oh, God, Conor's got a lot of fucking fights available. What if we actually get to see all those fights, right? People are talking about McGregor retiring soon. Like, what if we get to see all of those fights? Aldo Conor 2. Nate Conor 3. Khabib Conor 2. Holy shit, those are all fucking awesome fights, dog. Lolita David says Aspen Ladd smashed Tanya Evinger with the fucking primal roars. Yeah! Like, just fucking on her motherfucking heels. A lot of people were on Aspen Ladd's head because she didn't look great during the weight cut. And she's missed weight in the past. They're saying she was shaking at the weigh-ins. She was almost fainting and shit. But she said she felt better afterward, and she sounded good in her interview, so she came out there, boy. And Tanya Evinger is not easy to smash at all. Tanya Evinger is a fucking WMMA pioneer, a beast. She's been in there with the best. She's a wrestler. She's tough. I mean, she's very fucking tough. Aspen Ladd fucking smashed her. That was crazy. Salute to my motherfucking parlays. My bad, guys. I'm still excited about that. Eli Red says Conor back at 145. That's not happening. I really don't think that's happening. Maybe he could, but I don't think that's happening. Aspen Ladd finna be a problem, says Stamina MC. I think so too, man. I think she's gonna be a problem. I had to look at there's some killers though at the top of the band. I'm not ready to say she's ready for fucking Amanda Nunes by any means or nothing like that. She is a beast though. She's finna be a problem. They're gonna have to, I just don't know. Let's look at these top 5. She can beat a lot of the girls in the top 5 probably, right? She definitely got a chance. Aspen Ladd against Jermaine Durandamy, she can win that fight. But these are all still tough fights. I'm not ready, I'm not ready to say that Aspen Ladd can beat all of these girls just because of what she did. I mean, she's got a chance, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's going to be a problem. And I think she's still young, too. What is she's only like 20 fucking... Oh, my God. She's only 23 years old. Holy shit. Yeah, she's going to be a problem for a long time, Stamina. I didn't know she was only 23. I thought she was like 26, maybe 27-ish. This girl is so fucking young to be doing that shit to Tanya Evinger. Yeah, but like I said, she's probably not ready for no Amanda Nunes right now, but she's definitely going to be a future contender. I mean, she could very well lose to one of these top 5 girls, but she's still going to be a problem for a long time to come. Infamous MMA says Conor versus Pettis would be a good fight, too. Who's going to beat Khabib, says Eli Red. Tony, question mark? I don't know. Tony versus Khabib. I can't wait. I hope the UFC decides to try and make it happen. But what they would have to do is they would have to have it on a really big card, like a really big card, to where you can maybe even make it like a co-main, something, just in case someone falls off. I don't think they would. This is weird because it's like Khabib's the champion. He hasn't missed weight in his last 3 fights. I don't even think Khabib, the weight cutting issues, I really think those are a thing of the past. But I'm just saying, like, that was one of the reasons people were worried about the fight. I think we're safe to book it. I think we're fucking safe to book that fight right now because Khabib's made weight 3 fights in a row. Tony Ferguson, make sure there's lighting, no sunglasses indoors. Watch the cords. I think we're good. I think we're fucking good, you guys. They both just fought on the same card. I don't want to jinx it, but that's what we need to see next. Ferguson versus Khabib. That's what I'm down for. So, with that being said, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department also releasing a statement. They said the LVMPD officers assisted with breaking up several small fights that took place after Saturday night's UFC main event in Las Vegas. After all parties were separated, no one involved wished to press charges and no arrest occurred. And so, Conor, he didn't want to press charges. None of them wanted to press charges. They kept it street. We ain't got nothing to say. I don't know who did it, motherfucker. Do your own event. You don't need no... I mean, they're not pressing charges, but they didn't even need no assistance if they wanted in the investigation. Sometimes, like, if it's something that happens in public, the police take it upon themselves to press charges. Like, if me and my brother got into a fucking fight in Walmart in front of everybody, and the police came, and we were like, yeah, but we don't want to press charges on each other. They're like, sorry guys, one of you motherfuckers are going. Whether it's for some little charge, something, maybe because they got money, they still were let off, but neither one of them wanted to press charge. That's what sticks out. So, either way, no one was arrested, which is good, but we'll still see, there's still a lot of things that could come out of this as far as discipline-wise. Whether it's from the UFC, whether it's from the Athletic Commission, whether it's from the fucking bear that Khabib's father's putting him in there with.
I'm cold as a lion with no hair. If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear!
Help the bear! All right, a couple more possibilities before we get out of here, and hopefully I can make it to work on time today. Conor McGregor's coach, I got to download this podcast to listen to it at work today. Conor McGregor's coach regrets the defensive strategy for Khabib Nurmagomedov's fight, says something was off. He said there was a little something off. And I've seen some Conor's fans saying that they felt like he was a little gun-shy, felt like he wasn't really going for all the shots. But you guys got to realize, you can't be over-aggressive against Khabib or any wrestler. That opens up the takedown. You literally have to be defensive. That was literally what we expected. Khabib comes in and Conor counters him. And now hindsight's 20/20. We can make all the fucking excuses we want. But Khabib dropped Conor in the second round. And oh, by the way, if Conor would have just been over-aggressive, you know how easy it would have been for Khabib to get that fucking single if you just charge at Khabib? You know how easy it is for him to snipe that leg and just, here we go. You can't just charge at fucking Khabib like that. But on the Joe Rogan show, he said, I do think round 3 showed promise, and that is the round that Conor was given by the judges. He said, I would like to have changed things up a little bit, specifically more offensive mindset. I thought defensively we did quite well, but offensively we weren't really where we usually are. Right when the fight was over, I was thinking, you know what? I was kind of going into this to not to lose, but not to win. His shots weren't as crisp as they normally are. He had opportunities to hit him, especially in the third round. It just seemed to be the range. Something was off. And so, this is Conor's coach, and also he's been taking a little bit of fire lately. People have been comparing him with Edmund Tarvarian lately, because he's got like the 1-star pupil with Conor McGregor. Edmund had Ronda, and if they don't string together some wins, they're going to look like hype jobs a lot sooner rather than later. And I think that's not super fair to say about Conor McGregor, but what if he came back and fucking lost to Diaz? And then what if he came back and rematched and lost? Like, he probably wouldn't even get to fight with Khabib. Like, I don't know, man. It would just be a fall from grace. What if he lost his next fight and goes to the fucking WWE? Yo, Conor has said so many times he would slap the heads off the entire WWE roster. Conor is... You know how good Conor would be in the WWE? I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking. You know how fucking good he would be with the trash talking shit? He's like a real life WWE character, but he can actually kick your ass. So that could very Ronda Rousey went to the WWE. That's all I'm saying. So, but you come in there more offensive. You got to pick your poison, man. You got to pick your poison. You put together the best game plan to win the fight. What do you mean you went in there to not to win? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry. Excuse me the language. What the fuck are you talking about? You went in there to not win. Yeah, we're going in there not to lose, but not to win. We've talked all this shit, built this fight up. We threw a dolly at this motherfucker, but we're not really fighting to win. What? Okay, man. I'm going to listen to the full podcast, though, at work. Kavanaugh joined Joe Rogan on the MMA show. A few more things to talk about. Jose Aldo calling for a rematch. She's saying there's nowhere to run now. This could be a good... Now Aldo up to lightweight. That's where this could happen. Ooh, let's go. That's the next fight. Aldo versus McGregor at lightweight. Ooh, that's the fucking fight. Family, it's time for the rematch at lightweight. That would be a good shake-up, warm-up fight for McGregor. He could potentially win that fight. Conor could very well win that fight, even though we only saw the 13 seconds. Some people are like that. I want to see Aldo in a full fight with Conor. Since then, Holloway's picked apart Aldo twice. He did knock out Jeremy Stephens. But that don't mean you can knock out McGregor. Oh, that would be a good fight at lightweight. A good time for it. McGregor coming off a loss. Yo, this is what Jose Aldo took to Instagram and said, "It's time. Hashtag Joker. Nowhere to run." Holy shit. Right after the fight, Dana White talked about the big possibility of fighting on December 8th in Canada again. I already asked for that fight. I said I wanted to be on that event. I really enjoyed fighting in Canada where I made my UFC debut, and I hope to fight there again. So we'll see if Jose Aldo fights in Canada. He probably won't be fighting against McGregor in Canada, but he's trying to get back in Canada. He just knocked out Jeremy Stephens there. So yeah, man, that's going to be a good addition to that card either way. But I want to see McGregor Aldo 2 at lightweight. Let's pull up the chat. Kevin Lee versus Conor, says Killer Shamo. That'd be a cool one. I don't know if that's a smart fight for Conor to take right now, though. That's a real tough matchup if you're trying. Well, I mean, yeah, I like the Aldo fight better, honestly. Kevin Lee and Conor haven't really built up a fight together, so that's really just like a warm-up fight, and it's a really tough warm-up fight. Kevin Lee and Khabib, I think, is a lot better call, because Kevin Lee has been on Khabib's heels. Kevin Lee is literally on Khabib's heels. Not only has he been calling him out, he's beating up the fighters he beat up. Kevin Lee is literally on this man's heels, for whatever it's worth. Does that mean he can beat him? No, but he's on his motherfucking heels. He's been calling him out, calling him out, calling him out. I'm talking about Khabib. He just fucking smashed Barboza like you smashed Barboza. Kevin Lee's fighting all these dudes that Khabib fought and calling out Khabib. That's literally, I can't think of anybody more on somebody else's heels than that. Not only am I calling you out, but I'm fighting everybody that you're fighting. Kevin Lee fought Tony Ferguson, and he had Tony Ferguson in trouble. He beat Barboza, actually stopped Barboza. He's on his heels, man. On his motherfucking heels. Kevin Lee could have been that interim champion, and if he became the interim champion, we would have been looking at Kevin Lee versus Khabib. He's on his fucking heels. Yo, that fight, that's going to be another good, dope fight in the future, potentially. Khabib versus Kevin Lee. Because Kevin Lee is on his motherfucking heels. Bubba G says Tony earned it, though. He got beat by Al. What's he talking about? Can't go. You can't really go way back to the beginning of someone's career. Oh, you lost to this guy in the beginning. That's like saying Conor McGregor got beat by fucking Joe Duffy. Why is he talking about fighting Khabib? You know what I'm saying? Conor McGregor got fucking... What? He got beat by Joe Duffy like 10 fights ago. Kevin Lee's very fucking well-rounded as well, dog. Like, when you're talking about fucking being fluid in mixed martial arts, you might not like Kevin Lee personally, and I think that's a lot of it. People let their emotions get involved with Kevin Lee. Yeah, he's been rocked. That's a legit concern and a question. That chin being tested. A lot of fighters have been rocked, though. Tony Ferguson has been rocked. He did his own fucking chicken dance and recovered and won. But Kevin Lee uses his striking to set up his wrestling, to set up his jiu-jitsu, and he's lethal with all of them. He's got ground and pound. I can't tell you the amount of Kevin Lee's fights I've watched on Fight Pass where he fucking starts with striking, sets up a well-timed takedown, and before you fucking know it, he's on your back with a body lock and rear naked chokes you if he's not smashing you to prove a point like he was against Barboza. Kevin Lee's underrated out here, man. Let you know right motherfucking now. And he's on Khabib's heels. Eli Red says Kevin versus Tony one more time, but Tony could fight the Bear Killer. The Bear Killer.
I'm cold as a lion with no hair. If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear!
Help the bear! I'm all the way in, though. Aldo versus McGregor 2. I don't know about McGregor versus Lee. That's one person. McGregor has so many irons in the fire, so many possibilities, and like one of them is not Kevin Lee. You know, I'm sure it'd be a dope fight. It'd be a great fight, but Conor's got heat with Diaz, McGregor, Aldo, boxers, Woodley, GSP, Anderson Silva, None of he's talked about all those dudes. We ain't never heard like McGregor versus Lee, and meanwhile, fucking Lee's over here on Khabib's heels. So, that's gonna be a good fight in the future. Kevin was kind of handling Ferguson until that triangle, says Kedbar. Yeah, he had him mounted to where the fight was almost stopped at one point, raining down that ground and pound we saw against Barboza, but Ferguson survived. And that's not the first time we've seen Ferguson in trouble. That was a different situation. We've seen Ferguson in trouble against Lando Venata, but that can happen to anybody. You get rocked, you lose your equilibrium, and hopefully you can fucking get it back and recover before they finish you. That's the difference. Some fighters don't have time to recover. Anyone can lose if you don't recover. Tony Ferguson's win streak could have been snapped if he didn't recover. Just like Kevin Lee could have lost to fucking Barboza if he didn't recover. Just like but they pull out the win. There's something to be said about that. Kevin Lee's a beast, but Khabib Fergie should be next. I agree. I think Khabib Ferguson should be next. I want to see that. Hopefully the UFC will book it and they're not too concerned. Ferguson was in no more trouble versus Lee than he was with Pettis. That's just how he fights. Oh, I don't know about that stamina. Kevin Lee had him mounted and shit, like doing damage. I remember, like, that fight was almost over for a second from what I'm remembering. I mean, Pettis did rock him, though. Pettis did rock him, but I felt like that ground and pound was when you're mounted by Kevin Lee, a really good wrestler, and he's bringing down the ground and pound. I felt like he was in more trouble there than whenever he was rocked. But I hear what you're saying. He was rocked in that fight. Tony does great in chaos. Says he doesn't spar anymore. Crazy. Yeah, he said he hadn't like sparred in like 3 years. I heard that. Salute to PK Boxing and MMA. Khabib versus Tony. He says if they strip Khabib, it should be Tony versus Al. Al Quinta don't need no goddamn title shot, and Khabib gets the winner when he returns. I hear what you're saying, but not Al. Get Al the fuck out of here, dog. I'm a fan of Al, but I don't even want to hear his name with title shot. He already got a title shot he didn't deserve. Why would we give him another one? This motherfucker's sitting over here at like rank number 8, selling real estate, pulling out of fights. What the fuck we getting rank number 9, I mean? Not fighting. You know what I'm saying? He fought at 223, but then he was scheduled to fight James Vick, or who James Vick replaced him. He was scheduled to fight Justin Gaethje, and then he was like, I'm good. James Vick can have my spot. It wasn't clear if it was an injury but the fight was announced, and he didn't fight it. So I don't even understand Iaquinta getting a title shot. I am not in with that. I'd like to see Iaquinta fight somebody. I mean, there's a little trilogy going on with Iaquinta, Gaethje, and Lee. You know, Iaquinta can fight Gaethje or Lee, but he might. I'm just saying, I'm not going to ever hold my breath for an Iaquinta fight, so there's no way we put him in a fucking title fight, jumping all these guys. Not even close. I mean, maybe a rematch with Kevin Lee. I'd like to see Iaquinta get a rematch with Kevin Lee, because I honestly, and this might be my opinion, there's probably people that are going to disagree because there's more fans of Al. I think Al is more of a fan favorite. I think Kevin Lee would beat Al in the rematch. That's just where I'm at right now. Infamous MMA in the building says Conor versus Iaquinta. That'd be fun, but I just don't. I don't know why Iaquinta's getting put in these big ass fights, or why he would be. What has he done for me lately? Right? It's not like he's Justin Gaethje's known for fucking fight of the night performances. Always puts on a performance for us, and just knocked out James Vick cold in the first round. Gaethje should be in a fight over fucking Iaquinta. Tony or Kevin Lee makes sense for Khabib's next fight, says Aaron Burrell. Yeah, I like both of those fights, man. I think Tony Ferguson's the one. I like that one. Kevin Lee said he wants to fight on the Milwaukee card, I think. What do you guys think about, and this is the thing, man. Team Pettis took a L at UFC 229. Both of them, right? A lot of us expected Anthony Pettis to lose, but we thought at least Sergio Pettis would be able to hold it down against Juicy or Formiga. Not my parlay. But another topic for another day. But Formiga came out there, rode him like a backpack, and got the win. And so both Pettis brothers lost, but we got a card coming up in Milwaukee, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you guys know anybody else from the UFC that's got a fucking bigger name, a name heavier in Milwaukee than the Pettis brothers? I looked at that card like, yo, I'm sure that they would love to fight on that card. Pettis already said he would love to fight on that card. He was like, I didn't even expect to be fighting at UFC 229. I was showing up to Vegas to talk about Milwaukee. And they said, hey, what about Ferguson? And I was like, shit, I'm in. Co-main event, McGregor versus Khabib. Can't beat that. Psh, slide me in, coach. Kevin Lee said he'd like to fight in Milwaukee, so I don't know if Pettis will be. Oh, he hurt his hand. He might not be ready to fight in time for Milwaukee now. He hurt his hand. He broke his hand in that Ferguson fight. So maybe he'll be healed up. I don't know. But either way, Kevin Lee could fight Pettis next. He said he wanted to. He mentioned Pettis' name as well. He was like, I don't know. He said, win or lose, I'd like to pretend, I'm eyeing that Milwaukee card. Maybe Pettis would like to fight. But that was before the fight. Kevin Lee said that before he even fought Ferguson. So, and if that happens, I want to see Gaethje versus Iaquinta, man. I think Gaethje versus Iaquinta, but I think Gaethje should probably, he can fight higher. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of good fights. This is the most stacked division in the lightweight, probably. You even got Eddie Alvarez, right? He's coming off of that loss to Dustin Poirier, that second round knockout, but that was back in July. So he'll probably become maybe, I don't know. Eddie Alvarez is also a free agent, though. He's a free agent. He might fuck around and be going to one championship. I think Conor should fight Aldo at UFC 230, says Infamous MMA. Yeah, if they're not too damaged. I mean, UFC 230 needs something. Speaking of, that brings us to one of our last topics, actually. That's perfect transition. So salute to Infamous MMA. Per sources, the UFC has opened talks around Daniel Cormier versus Derrick Lewis heavyweight title fight to headline UFC 230 on November 3rd in New York. This would be coming, obviously, off of Lewis's come-from-behind win on Saturday. Not a done deal, but being explored. I'm sorry, guys. You guys already fucked me with this main event. So what are you going to... Oh, you didn't expect fan backlash when you fucking announced Shevchenko versus Eubanks? So now that you're getting fan backlash, you're still discussing a new main event? Lewis versus Cormier? That makes no fucking sense. I really... Like, what? We already spun the Wheel of Fortune. Fucking... We already spun that shit. It already landed on Eubanks versus Shevchenko. We already heard the bankrupt sound. Phew! We just lost our whole... We had the prize solved. We had the puzzle solved and we hit fucking bankrupt. And now you're going to throw Cormier versus Lewis in my face? You're going to tease me with this? Maybe sell a little bit of wolf tickets, as the Diaz brothers would say. On the Diaz brothers card. I'm not even... honestly, I'm not going to lie. As a hardcore fan, I like UFC 230. I don't agree with like the headline or co-headline, but if you just switch those around, it's a great card, right? Diaz Poirier hit UFC 230. You got Shevchenko, Eubanks. You got Whitehold Rockman 2. You got motherfucking Derek Brunson, Israel Adesanya, David Branch, Jacare. It's a great card. If you just switch the main event and co-main event around. The only reason I like this is because we're talking about Cormier versus Derrick Lewis, and I was saying Derrick Lewis is closer to a title shot than he's ever been. He knocked out the #1 contender, Francis Ngannou. And now he just fucking, as the #2 contender, knocked out the #5 contender. Derrick Lewis is on a winning streak at the top of the division. If there was no contenders right now for the heavyweight title, if Daniel Cormier didn't have this fight coming up with Brock Lesnar, Lewis could get a title shot. And that's why I think this is... It's being openly discussed, you know, like maybe someone said it to someone and then like maybe Ari told Dana, hey man, or Dana told Ari, hey, Lewis just fucking won tonight, man. He's close to a title shot. What about Cormier versus Lewis from Madison Square Garden? And he was like, no, that's remember Brock Lesnar's coming back. Oh fuck yeah, Brock Lesnar. Oh yeah, sorry, that didn't make no fucking sense. But it still was openly discussed. I don't think there's anything to this. I don't think this will happen by any stretch of the means. By the way, I'm pretty sure Daniel Cormier said he wasn't available to fight in time, right? That's why he couldn't fight John Jones, because he couldn't fight in time early enough. Couldn't make the date. So, this is being discussed, but I literally think there's absolutely nothing to this. I'm not calling it fake news, because Brett Okamoto doesn't report fake news for ESPN. But I just think it's an open discussion, but I don't think a contract is even being printed up, let alone sent out. But Derrick Lewis is really close to a title fight, and UFC's 230 main event is dog shit. So let's just speculate what could be a possibility. But that's just where I'm at. But like I said, Diaz Poirier, if you don't like Sarge Eubanks versus Shevchenko, this is actually better for you. This is actually better for you. If you don't like that fight, Sarge Eubanks versus Valentina Shevchenko, guess what? Now you get to turn off the fucking card after Diaz versus Poirier and go to bed early. Now you get to leave the bar a little bit earlier. You get to beat the traffic. Because you just watched Diaz versus Poirier, and now these motherfuckers can sit around for Eubanks versus Shevchenko. You know, so if you don't like that fight, this is better for you. Just saying. Look at the glass half full, people. Coach explains decision to stop Anthony Pettis at UFC 229. When you're a wounded animal in there, it's easy to get taken out. Yeah, man, he was wounded. He's like, yo, I just, like, he was done, man. He was fucking done. He's the stylistic. This is a guy you can't jab and grab and coast like boxing or Muay Thai with your hand damage. Here's the thing. Tony Ferguson is a very mean elbow expert. If you know anything about Muay Thai, the only thing that keeps the elbow expert off you is hard punching and good clinching. With Anthony's hand damage, he couldn't keep him off from getting elbowed. Secondly, you can't clinch him or submit him with his hand jacked. So sometimes you can risk injuries in a fight. Against a guy like Tony Ferguson, who likes to hit people with those elbows, I just thought it was the right decision. Tony's a hell of a fighter. His numbers speak for themselves and his performances. Anthony was just so close to taking him out, and he's a very resilient warrior. So he's pretty much just saying he was hurt. I know what I'm fucking doing. He was injured. The style matchup that we were presented with, you can't be injured when you fight Tony Ferguson. We had to fucking go. And with that being said, I gotta fucking go. Looks like we got good timing on this show. About an hour. Perfect timing. I'll be to work on time maybe today. Infamous MMA says Aspen Ladd versus Kayla Harrison. Get the fuck out of here. Don't do that to Aspen Ladd this early in her career. Do you know what Kayla Harrison would do to fucking Aspen Ladd? Just fantasy fight real quick. Aspen Ladd, she's got size, right? She's a finisher. What's she fucking gonna do to Kayla Harrison? She's a big girl, dog. She cuts to 155. Aspen goes to try and grapple with Kayla Harrison. Doesn't move her. Kayla Harrison says, bitch, I'm the two-time Olympic gold medalist. Boom, flips her over like it's nothing, because this is a bantamweight, and she armbars her shit. First round, 7 seconds, Ronda Rousey style. Why'd you put me in here with the fucking bantamweight? Don't do that, Infamous. Don't do that. Forward says stamina layoff, my boy Arpit. MMA Bud says no one knows. Arpit on a serious Stipe versus DC UFC 230. That's a lot more real. Why the fuck haven't we got the headlines? Well, maybe because Stipe, he's not down to fight right now. Maybe Stipe's a little injured, can't fight. He did, you know, kind of. Curtis Blades called out Stipe for like the December card, and I think Stipe isn't going to be fighting, so maybe he's out with his family. Remember, he had a newborn, so he might be taking like a little bit of a paternity leave, so he might be out for a while. But I do like Stipe versus DC. Well, I like Stipe versus John Jones. I like Stipe versus John Jones. I don't know about Stipe DC rematch immediately. Yeah, Stipe deserves it, but we got the Brock Lesnar fight and a lot of other shit going on. I'd like to see Stipe versus DC, the rematch, but that's not where I'm at right now. John Jones is back and shit. But with that being said, I'm about to get out of here for the day, you guys. It's been a fucking super dope show. Got a lot of shit coming, man. The grind don't stop. I'm going to get back to work. We're going to get off work, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on the show. We do this every motherfucking day at about this time. Motherfucking, it is what it is, man. Let the full-time family know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out of here.